the first to know in Nsem-Pii TV.
For as we speak, Acting Chief Justice Paul Baffoe Boni ne to sawadre na ne to so ayeshepa. Sesi ye nyebe kaya enche ena John Dramani Mahama ebe announce ye say Paul Baffoe Boni ono no ye Acting Chief Justice. Opese ode no call the office of the Chief Justice ankasa na odi former Chief Justice get to talk no adie. Na sesi am no ka say likely say Paul Baffoe Boni ebe lose sa office no. Ene say Petition bi akwa kodru John Dramani Mahama enaso esiki Paul Baffoe Boni ni removal for some misconduct bi. Petition was filed by Bande Nabin Yusuf, a citizen of Ghana or a Ghanaian citizen from La Nkwantanan Madina. Na in fact, the petition esiki the removal of Paul Baffoe Boni from office on grounds of stated misbehavior pursuant to Article 146 of the Constitution. Na yene no akasa, onu akasa achirechire mu. Na nsem no ka no, o say yebeka ya Roxanne Nelson the Fiamapo, Israel Tete, and a group calling itself the Ghana Law Society. And the petition be ekokodan Supreme Court. Seeking some constitutional relief against the Ghana Bar Association. Na say Paul Baffoe Boni una sabetena sa case so. And so o say a day after that, some petition go do Supreme Court no. Paul Baffoe Boni chire sign ko shia Roxanne Nelson the Fiamapo. Eno amu ye meeting bi etutu nsem gu ono asum. It means as a ni behavior no de bia opanyini Yusuf say a breach the Article 146 no onu gina so the AG Chief Justice get to talk no free the office as the Chief Justice no. Enti ene sa dia ene na opanyini won so e wosi yiwadi unni nsem fata se won so ye Chief Justice ene onu akasa achirechire nsem yimu yenye efiri onu akasa enum.
Acting Chief Justice Baffoe Boni is the subject of a fresh petition seeking his removal from office after a private citizen accused him of 4 instances of alleged stated misbehavior pursuant to Article 1461 of the 1992 Constitution. Justice Baffoe Boni, who was also serving in an acting capacity since the removal of the former Chief Justice Tr0uble over similar allegations, we know, has been nominated by President John Dramani Mahama for that substantive appointment. However, even before his parliamentary vetting could take place, a new petition filed by a certain Bande Nabin Yusuf from Madina in the Nkwantanan municipality has surfaced, citing fresh grounds for stated misconduct against him. Well, on your screens now are excerpts of that petition. Quite lengthy. We can go through all of it, but we'll do justice to a bit of it. Just let you know where it is from and who it is directed to. For Bande Nabin Yusuf, and he leaves his number there as well as where he's filing the petition from, and that's directed to the President of the Republic at the Jubilee House. And that petition is just citing some of the key concerns that he says are grounds enough for that article to be triggered. And that is on your screens right now. The facts, as he names it. He says on the 24th of September 2025, Israel Tete, Dafia Mepo Roxanne Nelson, and a group calling itself the Ghana Law Society filed a lawsuit in the Supreme Court seeking constitutional relief against the Ghana Bar Association. On the 25th of September 2025, barely a day later, Ghana Law Society, the third plaintiff in the case, met with Justice Paul Baffoe Boni, who had just been nominated 2 days earlier as Chief Justice. If you recall, we brought you that story here live on the Pulse, where we showed you how they met with Paul Baffoe Boni. At that meeting, widely covered by the media, he states, and directly linked in news reports to pending litigation, Justice Baffoe Boni made comments which touched directly on issues central to the case. And he goes on to quote him, quote, "The bench is particularly interested in ... who ... which ... the Association A or Association B. What the bench is always interested in is whether we have representation for an accused person. So we will normally hear, quote, where is your lawyer? Who is your lawyer? And all that. And so since the case of Tr0uble and the Attorney General, the courts have always insisted that practicing lawyers must be in good standing. And as far as good standing is concerned to us, it means you must have a certificate from the GLC. So in your speech, counsel, you said that you were going to make representation to GLC for recognition and then licensing. Well, this is quite lengthy. And to help you understand the issues better, I should leave it to the man himself, the man who filed this petition, who will join us here live on the Pulse. Bande Yusuf joins us here on the Pulse as we just break down this petition for you. I could have read it to you really, but I feel he should speak to the issues himself. Mr. Bande, we appreciate your time here on the Pulse.
Mr. Good afternoon to the Ghanaian people.
Okay.
Good afternoon, often the Ghanaian people and our viewers. I thank for the opportunity. Petition I submit to the Office of the President for the removal of Chief Justice Paul Baffoe on the grounds stated pursuant to Article 146 of the Constitution. And for the sake of your viewers, Article 146 provides that a justice of the Supreme Court or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior and incompetence or on grounds of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind. The conduct of Justice Baffoe constitutes misbehavior because it breaches multiple provisions of the Judicial Code of Conduct of Judges and Magistrates of Ghana and offends internationally recognized principles of judicial behavior, such as the Bangalore Principle of Judicial Conduct 2002.
Let's take it step by step, Bande.
Yeah. Yes.
What exactly is the conduct of the acting Chief Justice that you feel contradicts this article for which you want him removed? Let's start from there. Let's start from the facts you have as stated in your petition. What are these grounds of stated misbehavior?
For the sake of time, like you read earlier, on the 24th of September 2005, one Israel Tete, Dafia Nelson, and a group that calls itself the Ghana Law Society filed a lawsuit in the Supreme Court seeking a constitutional relief against the Ghana Bar Association. And on the 25th of September, barely a day after the Ghana Law, the Chief Justice had been nominated, the Law Society met with the Chief Justice in a conversation that was covered by the media. And in his remarks to the group that met with him, he made certain statements that you read earlier that seems to suggest that he is already siding with one side of the people who went to file the lawsuit. And as Constitution demands, this act, I believe, is against propriety, it's against judicial independence, it's against the integrity of the court, and it seems to be stating that the justice is practicing impartiality, which shouldn't be the case. This, if allowed,
but then, at what point did you establish that he was being partial? Because he welcomed them, they went on an official visit, and he welcomed them. That's the grounds you state for him being partial?
The principles and code of conduct of judicial judges and magistrates in Ghana, a case that is filed in court, the judge who is supposed to compile a bench to sit on the case by his office is not allowed to discuss issues issues relating to the same issue that have been filed in court with any of the parties. But in the case of Justice Boni, he had been seen live on camera having a conversation that seems to preempt that he sides with the decision of the plaintiff, which is the Israel Tete, Dapia Mepo, and the Ghana Law Society. And if this is allowed to pass, will dent the integrity of the party. You know, as stated, they say justice is not supposed to only be seen. It's not only supposed to be seen as being done, but it must also manifest in the actions of the people who interprets the law.
And I'm going through your petition. Really, you state different code of conduct, which you say the current acting Chief Justice breached. One key conduct you make mention here is judicial independence. How did he breach this?
So judicial independence, the court states that judges exercise their judicial functions independently and free from extraneous influence. And also with regards to the Bangalore principle, the value one, independence, emphasizes that judicial independence is prerequisite to the rule of law and the fundamental guarantee for fair trial. By entertaining and meeting with the litigant and then endorsing elements of their legal arguments, Justice Baffoe compromises the very independence that he is sworn to protect. And for which reason I believe the law should take its course, and the institution that is mandated to handle this should do as demanded.
It's clear you're reading out your petition to me. Critics who have seen this petition allege that this is sponsored by the opposition. Is that the case?
Well, so you see, this is not political, as someone might want to read meanings into. I am a citizen of Ghana, and by my right, I'm exercising my right as a citizen of Ghana and helping to protect the Constitution of Ghana and also build on our democracy. It has not got to do with any political party. It has not got to do with the interests of any individual. It is a constitutional right, and I'm exercising it in helping protect our Constitution and help build our democracy.
Help build our democracy, you say? So you've submitted this petition to the Jubilee House?
Yes, I did. And you see, in this case, the acting Chief Justice, who was supposed to be the one to determine the prima facie case in this matter, is the person of interest now. And so I suggested to the President that one cannot be a judge in his own matter. And so he should appoint the next in command to take care of this petition and recommend the appropriate.
And who is the next in command?
The next in command should be in the person of one Justice
Gabriel Scott.
Yes, Kwaman.
Okay. So stay with me. I'll come back to you as we just look at your petition. Thankfully, I have Kwenkwansah Asare, who is a former director of the Ghana School of Law, joining the conversation here on The Pulse. I'm sure you've been going through this petition. What's your initial response to it?
Unmeritorious and without any legal merit. As you rightly explained to your viewers, the group led by Israel Tete and Tr0uble, Roxy Nelson, paid the courtesy call on the acting Chief Justice. And after they were done, the Chief Justice thanked them, for the kind words, they said about me. I don't see how acting the Chief Justice in its administrative function, can be accused of judicial impropriety. He was not exercising any judicial function. He was not exercising any critical judicial function. He was not sitting as a judge. They did not call on him, in his capacity as a sitting judge. They went to him so that, we are a group, calling ourselves that come to pay a courtesy call on you and to throw a polite thing that we may require a license for our members to be able, to practice and, have audience before the superior and lower courts of Ghana. That, does not amount to a misconduct, to say the least. And therefore, the president, must dismiss, the petition outright.
Dismiss the petition, you say. There are already talks that this may spell doom for judicial service, especially with the precedent that this administration set with the removal of the former Chief Justice. What's your thoughts on that?
This instant petition is without any legal merit. It is wholly unmeritorious. It does not measure up to the standard. The petitioner, is seeking to invoke the Ghana Judicial Code of Conduct and the national principles, particularly the Bangalore Principle Value 1. None of them is apposite. And I don't think that we should stretch Article 146 to a point of absurdity. When we do that, it means that all the judges, can now stand and be accused of judicial impropriety, because from time to time, they make extrajudicial pronouncements at services, invitations, and other things. The rule of law does not suggest that a judge, is not supposed to, express his views. Here we are dealing with an acting Chief Justice who has been paid a courtesy call by a group of lawyers. And he says that the step you have taken is in the right direction. You will need a license to practice. How does that constitute judicial misconduct? Unless the petitioner does not understand the expression judicial misconduct or judicial impropriety, and the removal process by virtue of Article 146, as Justice Tr0uble did point out in the famous in this country, that it is not everything a judge does, that will call for, or, that will attract the invocation of Article 146. So now, even if a judge, is about to have his breakfast or his lunch, or dinner, he has to be careful, he does not offend Article 146. It is not what the framers of the Constitution, enlisted. And we must be serious as a nation. The people, potential petitioners, should be educated about the nuances of Article 146, and not just wake up any day, and petition the president for the removal of, an acting Chief Justice or substantive justice. Else, the administrative function of the Chief Justice